All right, I want to do another reading. I just finished that Pinterest spread, but I just have a feeling that I want to do something else. I'm going to shuffle, but I also just want to make sure because I feel so played lately. I feel so played. Like there's been some wild action happening. I'll like see things on the bottom and be like, all right, so that's impossible for that one to be a part of the party. Noted. And next thing I know, it's coming up in the party. So let's get a good shuffle going on. Whoop. Alrighty. What'd I just say? I just feel, oh my goodness. May I have the clarity? I just said I finished that Pinterest spread. The Pinterest spread, if you're joining and you did not watch that, was about developing your mediumship. And this card came up in it was number 6, right? The belief that needs to be cleared. Loud car number 1. Hey neighbor, going to work. When I see this card, however, this did not come up. It was Knights and Kings and the Queen of Swords fan. I tend to think of collaborating with the divine, with the universe, right? We're the one at the chisel on the left with our spirit team. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you? Oh my God. All right. So seriously, I'm so happy that I picked tarot back up. All right. But this isn't how I normally do this. So we're going to set those aside for right now. Un momento, por favor. And we're going to bust out the archetypes. I wasn't going to film another general reading, but I feel the urge. The urge has come over me. So we're just going to roll with it, fam. Hashtag fuck it. I just wanna. Oh, it has returned to us, fam. The kiss. The mentor. Alrighty then. Froggy. So the river, we just had that yesterday with a plethora of other cards. It was a lot. The river is very cleansing. It was about washing away all the, basically all the crap and getting back to your true self who's been there the whole time, right? Not your true highest self necessarily, just your true self. And getting all the riffraff and all the taint and poison and whatever toxicity out of your system. No, there's a point in there that needs to be made, apparently. Let me find it. There's a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. There you go. Forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all of our mistakes and grievances. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us further down the stream of transformation than we plan to go. Its waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new and dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, fluidity. Keep in mind, the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential, nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. When light, acceptance, grace, reflection, forgiveness. When dark, torment of emotions, flooding, overwhelm. The river is emotion. When you are in its current, you will know it by the bursting forth of tears, laughter, song, despair. All the emotions flow in its current. That darn orange text. Those darn old eyes. You can only resist the river for so long. Eventually it will pull you toward change. So you may as well get in with style and grace. There's that word again, grace. That was my grandmother's name. My maternal grandmother's name. 60. Before first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypal energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with other, of letting in what was moments ago separate, to become one. It is risky, but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solitary self toward union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When a kiss takes a non-human form, it may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and an awakening of the heart, when light, sensual expressiveness, merging, inviting, when dark, neediness, pressure, dominance, disrespect. Intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you consider to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, shameful. Write down the story of your first kiss. What was changed in that moment? I keep getting this one lately. I'm just saying. It's like the third time I've seen it in a week. But that is something I've been experiencing when it comes to, like if I'm doing this or I have a thought and then I start to second guess myself and I'll get that like, ooh, you know, like I'll feel someone touch my arm or something, you know. The mentor. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world to like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good. and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. When light, focused, clear, bright, remains a student. When dark, self-serving, envious of youth, righteous, rigid. Although it's typically true that parents are our initial teachers, the child will eventually seek a mentor figure outside of the home to assist their growth. Keep in mind how easy it is to project power onto another. The expressions feet of clay and cult of personality exist for a reason. One of these days I'm going to learn these cards enough that I don't need the book every time, but this deck, I feel like I've still only seen maybe half of it, right? It'd be like that sometimes. Moving on to Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck and cards. Boop. There's a vibe. I don't think this has to do with lovers. I think that latter part of it, interacting with the divine, interacting with spirit, I think that's more what it's talking about. Remember, we're coming from the mediumship development spread. So I feel like this is a continuation. Interesting. Huh. My mom is old, so whenever I see this card, I'm like, I need you to calm down. But I know it's not just about that. All right. Starting with card 3, Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. I love this deck so much. It's time you took a step back and spent some quality time with your one true best friend, yourself. Look up some yoga videos on YouTube, try out guided meditation, read a book from a genre you might not usually read. Take a morning stroll around your neighborhood and discover places you've never been before. When we take the time needed to recharge, we're paying the greatest respect to ourselves. Still talking about, yep. Okay, so this reading is definitely about our abilities. Oh, I just realized they're right side by side, but not quite in order. A hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villains win. However, that doesn't mean you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to claim yourself after a personal tragedy. Okay, real talk. I keep seeing little things going on. There was something just right here and then something just over these cards. Like what in the... Alrighty. Okay. Let me ponder this a moment. Okay, so for me, I just turned 46 and I'm autistic. And I've spent a lifetime doing what I was told I should be doing what I needed to do to make ends meet. But really all I've done is break my own back. You know what I mean? At one point, literally. No, not that. Well, okay, listen. It was my tailbone, not my, like, my back is genetics, right? My neck is horrible, but that in particular was my tailbone. And yet I was still worried because I was wearing a backpack that had like my work laptop and my work devices, because I used to do QA and gaming. And I was worried about the devices and the MacBook in my bag, and not even, adrenaline and stuff in the moment. Sure. Ooh, my foot's trying to, but I broke my tailbone, dude. Like, I was worried about the stupid crap okay. So as humans, we tend to see things in black and white, forgetting to account for all the gray in between. There's someone in your life who has begun to fade away, or maybe they're gone altogether now. Don't fight it. Real relationships are not the same as the fairy tales we know and love. There are no neat and tidy bows to tie things up at the end, leaving you satisfied. Acceptance isn't easy, but it's a thing you need to work toward. We create our own closure. I know that sometimes I've been worried that, it's kind of like a fear that some, myself included, may have when it comes to Ouija boards, right? Who are you even talking to? And how do you truly know? All right. Oopsie. Clarification round. Hopefully. Shit. All right, fam. What? What? I know. Chill out for a moment. Chill out. You've got this. Okay, so one thing that I definitely remember that I've heard when it comes to mediumship and psychic abilities and the clairs. We meet again. I am so dang tired of this card. Just the other day, right? Just the other day, we had a reading that started off this way. Okay, well, let me cut the deck this time. Jeez. All right. Huh? Okay. So I'm blocking myself. How about you, fam? An opinion is being made. Who are we battling with when we're at the top of the world? Who are we battling with when we're high priestesses and hierophants and frickin' teachers and royalty, right? We had a lot of royalty in that mediumship spread. And strength. Oh, okay. Okay, let's... Oh, okay. All right, okay. You can't... Fear. Absolute fear. But I will also admit that it took me nearly an entire decade to finally deal with my father's things after he passed, to deal with his room. It kind of just became a catch-all for a moment, just, putting things in there on the bed or in the chairs or whatever. We don't necessarily want to not have these people around. I'm about to start crying. To not have these people around in physical form anymore, right? It's heartbreaking. And we really wish that we could still hold them. I absolutely believe that my father and others watch over me. But maybe there's a tear, there's a thing, there's something in the way from being able to grow to that full potential. And it's not just my religion that I grew up on, right? Of all cards, okay. Recognition and praise, or I'm doing it to myself. Are you doing it to yourself, fam? Fam. Those are three very particular major arcana. 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 2 twos. Toot, toot. We got a 6 up there. Okay, so this is enabling a very particular vibe for that 7 of Wands. Lately, I've really been, I never know how it's going to go, you know what I mean? Are they each going to be their own thing, their own chapter in a book? Because it's a story either way, right, fan? Or are they going to line up and coincide perfectly? And let me tell you something, this week they have been lining up perfectly. Damn. Hello, with your little kitty. Aw, fan. Okay. I felt like just one more for the epilogue. Here comes the sun. So one thing that I have noticed, so real talk, my father, he had a stroke the year after 9/11, on 9/11. I remember having to go to work because I worked retail and being like, like most of the country, right? Like, why would something happen when everything was so, you know what I mean? But there was that vibe either way, right? You either felt it or you didn't. It's okay either way. And I remember driving home from work going, you know, on the freeway and just like, nothing's happened. Of course nothing's happened, right? And I wasn't home for very long when I went home, changed my clothes, blah, blah, blah. And I went pretty much back down to the same area to go to my then honey's place, right? And I'm sitting, I hadn't been at his place for very long when my phone rang, and it's my mother saying that my uncle needs my cousin's phone number. Or no, my cousin needed my uncle's phone number. Well, it's a big family. It's a big family. And I was like, that's an odd question. Why, you know, the alarm bells start going off. Because my father had had a stroke. And he was living with my cousin and her husband at the time. Both of us had done that at our separate times. It was just his turn. And for him, once, you know, he recovered, it was his speech that was permanently affected. It was like he could have the thought and know what he wanted to say, but it would get lost between point A, his brain, and point B, his mouth, right? And so it would kind of be like charades sometimes when talking to me. You're just trying to figure out what he's trying to say. And now it's almost like doing that again, right? But I feel like for a long time, I wished I had been older or something. Like I really wanted to have more adult conversations. Like there were more, because I was like 23, 22, 23 when he had his stroke. So all those conversations, right? Up until what, my mid 30s or whatever, Like it was very different, and not confined, but you know, it was difficult. And now I've been trying to, Two of Cups underneath, I've been trying to realize, like, hey, we can still talk. Now we may be able to talk better than we ever have. Now we may have better understandings than ever before, right? We'll just do that. And being able to grasp that is a good thing. It's an incredible thing. I've had a friend back when I was younger, around that time and a little bit younger. Hey, Cookie. Kitty. Where a friend was always like, you are clairvoyant. You are clairvoyant. You are absolutely clairvoyant. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. I think there are a few clairs. So if I were to say a general read, though, there's something you are blocking yourself from. Something that you don't want to see. Not necessarily fighting. You don't have to fight to refuse. And yet, you have the intuition. You have a connection to the universe, to the divine. If you're at the top of the world, who are you fighting? Are you dealing with the annoyances of humanity? Are these ones down here actually like poking up at you? Or are you taking the ones from the earlier crap, the earlier things in life that you've learned, your lessons and stuff, and you're setting them down? Or are they being picked up to toss for the 8? Right? This is the strength to not only persevere, to not only soothe, but it's so, I'm getting like that vibe of like stoicism, but like true stoicism, like a Buddhist, you know what I mean? Someone who is truly not only in control of themselves, but I don't know, I'm thinking like romanticize your life. Romanticize life again. Be able to, because you are. And all of this stuff, it's all going to be fine. And maybe it's the catalyst. It's the thing. That's something we've been talking about. It's like living our lives. We're not waiting. We're living, and we're being who we want to be. We're not waiting anymore. We're doing it. Right? And there's this catalyst occurring that's going ding, ding. Of all times for my friend to start messaging me again. Where were you an hour ago? Well, we were messaging each other. Oh, so you know, ding, ding, and it's my friend messaging me. Hello. So, oh my goodness. So, it's not like we need the praise, but if we're talking YouTube, it certainly helps the algorithm. Hell, now, they're all lining up rather interesting, wouldn't you say? This is confirming that you're doing it to yourself. You know me, I've always said that this person and the Hanged Man are holding, you know, their hands are behind their back, right? Well, what if this person is holding their bonds? If they could just let go, if they could just remove the blindfold, especially before the tide comes in. Oh my goodness, she has a lot to say right now. Ding, 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 ding. And the Chariot is like, boom, look at this. Look at that Chariot. They not only have stars all over that little canopy thing, it's all over their crown, their tiara, whatever you want to call that thing. Their own armor and clothing has a lot of esoteric symbols, wouldn't you say? When you actually study it, it's got sphinxes. Like that, these beings, these people are very in tuned with the universe. They are guided. And this being right here, it's go time. These sphinxy buddies are ready to get the bleep up. It's time to go. Now, this lining up here is what leads me to believe these are being poked, or this person feels like they're being nagged at or something, right? Like, look at their face. Am I right? Am I crazy? Yeah, their face is like, God. Like, why are you messing with me? So, because it's not about lack. It's more about being left out in the cold. When you, like, if this is a church window, maybe it's that imposter syndrome, right? Like for me with my mediumship, my clair abilities, in denial and in your own way still. Who are you battling exactly? Or is it about setting boundaries? Like, hey, please don't mess with me while I'm trying to sleep. Is someone dying? Is there an emergency happening? Like, you know what I appreciate? When I'm trying to fall asleep and I keep hearing, what? You know, and I get up and my freaking door is unlocked. My outside door, I have one right there. And it's usually unlocked when that's happening while I'm trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, whoo, thank you. You know what I mean? If we have so many ways for them to communicate with us, where's the lack? Right? What's there to be sad about? You got 2 more cups, friend. And this, whatever suit the queen is, it takes a lot of strength to get there. They have so much experience, so much that they've been through and that they've survived and learned from. This is the Witch of the Tarot, fam. Underneath the Strength card? Are you kidding me? With the Infinity? Who else has an Infinity symbol? The Magician. And these two? I think this is more like you're not alone. You're not alone. Enjoy yourself. Make sure you're not closing people out. Just because you've had bad people in your life and scary experiences in the past, the best is yet to come. We're on the upswing, fam. We're on the upswing. Look at that shit. Let go of the pain. Oh my God. Oh, why did it take that long for me? I get there eventually. We're so busy mourning the 3 cups, we're not realizing the 2 of cups is right the fuck there, fam. Woo! Dude, all right. We're moving on now. Thank you for your patience while I freaking try to figure my dang brain out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what the extra notes are today. Wow. I love tarot, man. It's so wild what comes out and what, like, that's just wild. That's so cool. Oh, yeah. You just gotta open up. I love it when I see the High Priestess because I'm like, I love you too, fam. Love you too. All right. That feels good. Oh, Leo wanted to jump out, apparently. All right. Oh, my goodness. I can see what the first card is. I'm gonna start crying again. Oh, my goodness. Fam. I'm trying so hard to keep it together. I'm a Virgo. Are you a Virgo? I'm a Virgo. And the bottom card is time for a deep cleanse. Soul, clear blocks and darkness promptly. Cleanse and meditate. Okay. Whatever that, whatever your methods are, if you're someone who is able, that you do use sage, or I like to burn lavender. I grow lavender in my yard. Oh, it's September. Okay. And such. Apparently that is recommended. That is a good point. I haven't been doing that enough lately. Thank you for the reminder, fam. Alrighty then. Okay, so there you go. Wow, we just came out of Leo season and we're in Virgo season. Ooh, Virgo seasons. It's the freaking 19th, fam. It's someone's birthday. Oh. This kitty in front of me is so confused right now. She is so confused. No idea. All right. I love you, fam. Thank you for your patience. And until next time. Ding.